Well, hello there, and good evening, YouTube. I'm William Brantley. Made it tonight for another report. I'm reporting from South Jackson or Bemis, Tennessee, ready to share with you today's climate summary and give you a forecast for the next few days momentarily. Turned out to be a halfway decent day. We did get a sneak-in shower this morning, if I may say so. One did sneak in from Arkansas and made it all the way to Bemis, but got out of the way within an hour, basically. I think it fell during the 11 a.m. hour. We have some to our southwest now. Again, the future forecast radar is predicting them to dissipate by the time they get near Jackson. Even around midnight, the best chance is going to be around the Henderson, Tennessee, and up around the Martin, Tennessee area for a scattered shower around midnight tonight. But it should pass over Jackson and not leave anything till midnight as of right now. That's a little more on that forecast or the forecast a little later. Let me get on to the climate data for the evening. As of 5 o'clock p.m., the skies were partly cloudy, I believe. No, cloudy, 5 o'clock. Here in Bemis, the temperature at that time was 82 degrees. As of 8:15 p.m., it's approximately 77 degrees here in the Bemis area. As of 5 p.m., the dew point was 59 degrees. The humidity was at 45%. The wind was out of the east at 10 miles per hour, and the barometric pressure was 30.04 inches of mercury. The low temperature this morning was 63 degrees. Yesterday's high was 86 degrees, and I've had, well, I actually had a little bit of rain today. How much was that? I wrote it down somewhere. 0.06 of an inch, I think it was. I thought I wrote it down and I don't see it nowhere. That's a new one. I believe it was 0.13 of an inch actually. I thought I wrote that down somewhere. I don't see it, not even on my noon report. I almost swear I had 13, I don't usually swear. I believe it was 0.13. That's what I'm going to put down anyways. I thought I wrote that down somewhere, but I don't see it anywhere. I apologize, folks, for making that little error there. I know we had it, though. I'm going to put down 0.13. I believe I put it on my Facebook page. Let me check that real quick. I normally wouldn't do all this. If let me see here. Let me try my Twitter page and make sure and verify this before I say too much. Did I put that on there? Let me see. I wrote down, yeah, I had 0.13. I sure did. I just didn't write it down on my paper. I can't believe I forgot to do that. 0.13 of an inch of rainfall here during the 11 a.m. hour this morning, matter of fact. Fell here in Bemis. And I just failed to write it down on my paper. But I got it on the new Twitter of all places. And my Facebook timeline, of course. 0.13 of an inch of rain fell during 11 a.m. hour so far. The other stats would be, well, the wind. The strongest wind would be 16 miles per hour today out of the east at 2:01 p.m. I know what I did. I'm reading off the wrong side. That's what it is. I was giving you yesterday's climate data for Monday. I apologize for that. Well, let me start over then real quick. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Oh, well, at 5 p.m. it was partly cloudy. I think I said cloudy a while ago. It was actually partly cloudy. The temperature at 5 p.m. was 84 degrees. I promise you that this one's right. I read yesterday's by error for a second there. 84 degrees was the temperature at 5 o'clock. Again, it's about 76 degrees right now as of 8:18 p.m. The dew point was 70 degrees. I might have even gave you that one. Yeah, it was the 59 was yesterday's at 5 o'clock. Today it was 70 degrees at 5 o'clock. The dew point was. Humidity was at 63%. The wind was out of the south at 8 miles per hour, and the pressure was 29.97 inches of mercury. All right, today's low was 65 degrees. Pardon me on that one because I gave you 60. Another number. Well, 63 was yesterday's low too, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, it sure was. 63 was yesterday's low, and today's low was 65. I'm sorry. Well, I'm getting my numbers mixed up. I apologize for that. This morning's low was 65. Let me double check that. Yep, that's correct. 65 was today's low. And today's high was 86 degrees. Yesterday's high was 86 degrees. Hey, we had something the same for once. 86 degrees was today's high. And yes, I finally wrote down 1/1300ths of an inch for today's rainfall. And it occurred again during 11 a.m. hour. And wind gust today, ignore the one that gave it earlier. That was yesterday's highest wind gust. Today's highest wind gust would be 16 miles per hour out of the south at 2:39 p.m. Now, today's records for June the 4th, not the 3rd, but June the 4th. I'm trying to make a joke out of this the best I can. Hottest high today, we're getting close to 100 degrees for the hottest high. 98 degrees would be today's hottest high, and that was in 1952 when that happened. The coolest high would be 70 and on 2009, and the warmest low would be 73 and 2002, and then tied in 2008, and the coldest low would be 51 and 1967. Today's rainfall record would be 1.06 inches, and that fell in 1949, and then again tied in 2016. All right, I better let them little climate data go before I read the wrong day again. No, I just had to say that just for fun, to make a little joke out of it. That can happen. Not every day, thank goodness. It's just every once in a blue moon when my mind goes, no, I'm just kidding you. Actually, the forecast is what's really confusing me the most, because there's some forecasting models that's trying to say that there's a low pressure down there in the southwest Gulf of Mexico that's not really going to become a tropical storm or depression, but it's going to become a low pressure system, which is really what that is, and move right up along the coast, Mexico or Texas coast, over between now and the weekend, and then to take off northeast and wind up by Sunday, either it being over west or middle Tennessee, which is going to enhance our chances for scattered showers and thunderstorms. Now, if that track does not happen, or doesn't happen, then we have a good chance of having just mainly very cloudy conditions. Now, that'd be enough to pull your hair out of your head if I had enough hair up there to do that. Confuse you a little bit, but right now I'll give you what's most expected shortly. In the meantime, let me show you the current radar as of right now. And yes, it is showing a few showers that it has formed to our southwest. It was originally down around Memphis, as you can see, but as they move east and slightly northeast, they're fizzling out. So far, that was correct for the future forecast to say that. There's a few more. Let me branch out one more zoom and show you a few scattered storms over in Arkansas, near Forest City, and up around just west of Jonesboro, Arkansas. That's pretty heavy, heading toward Paragould and those areas. Hopefully they will start dissipating as the evening wears on, since the sun is about to set. There's even heavier storms up in Missouri. Looks like Waller, Missouri get hit pretty good. Farmington is getting hit pretty good right now, and just south of St. Louis. I'm not sure if these storms are severe or not, but they're definitely heavy looking, according to this radar, and they're moving east. They're going to go stay north of West Tennessee, though. Going to affect Illinois, if anybody, and maybe extreme Kentucky later on tonight. Let me see if there's any warnings up there without taking it too far, if I can. I think there's a one radar that would show that. If there is any warnings up there, it'd be the St. Louis radar. Let me branch to Paducah real quick. I don't see any flash flood warnings at this time for that area. Let me double check one more time. I've got it on the National Weather Service's radar. It's not showing any boxes of severe. There's a one flash flood warning box near Waller. It's leaving there now. Flash flood warning for the county that Waller, Missouri is in, for a flash flood warning up in that area. In fact, there's a few boxes southwest of there, closer to Springfield, and down around West Plains, Missouri. And down that area, they have flash flood warnings in that part of the country, which kind of explains those heavy storms that I just showed you in Missouri. So there's no severe thunderstorm warnings related to it, but there are some flash flood warnings up in that area. But that's going to stay north of Tennessee, and like I said, move into Illinois as the evening progresses. Alright, let me move on to, there's nothing going on down here close to Jackson, of course. Not anytime soon, anyways. I was trying to approach Jackson as actually dissipating as it moves further east. For example, you might get a few sprinkles down in Bolivar, Tennessee, in that area this evening, but probably end up missing that too. Alright, let's move on to the satellite picture. One of them is the one showing all of Tennessee. Of course, it's kind of mostly cloudy here in the Jackson area this evening, but it is kind of fair in the eastern half, roughly, or east of the Tennessee River at least. It's reasonably fair in the eastern part of the state. It's filling in pretty quick, though, it looks like, for this radar satellite view. Clouds are pretty thick over in Arkansas, but there are some breaks over there. And that's where we're going to continue having very cloudy conditions overnight. Alright, here in the Jackson and most of West Tennessee. Let me look at another view, the Arkansas view, more or less. So what it looks like, shows you how broken the clouds are in spots. It's not solid cloudy. It's got holes in it, and that's where the variable cloudiness idea comes from. It will almost actually clear up briefly before it goes back to cloudy again, before it goes back to clear, and then return to cloudy. Back and forth, variable, very variable. Basically is a forecast for the next couple of days before it goes completely cloudy toward the weekend. Alright, that's a satellite view at this time. Let's move on to the current surface map, thanks to the Weather Channel. And they show, for the current map, let me get some of my things arranged here so I can see it better myself too, beyond showing y'all. There we go, finally. Got a warm front to the west of us. That's setting off those thunderstorms, especially up in Missouri, as you can see. And it's going to briefly warm up a little bit, actually. Not real dramatic, but we'll have enough clouds coming around. And see all this precipitation down here in the Gulf on the west side? It's a low pressure just below that that's not on this map. Just below the time line you see. That's projected to see if I can get this angled. Well, you can see it as good as I've seen the projections. Let me try this. Let me see if I can angle it a little bit better. It's down in here right now, and it's projected to go up like this, and eventually either over West or Middle Tennessee by the weekend. If it does do that, we're in for some rain for the weekend starting about Thursday. If it don't do that, we may continue with the current very cloudy conditions. I have to wait and see which one of those forecast models holds up to what actually happens. I know that sounds a little confusing, but That's where some people like myself want to pull my hair out of my head, deciding which one's going to be right instead of waiting around. But that's just part of forecasting the weather. The nature has its own mind, of course, as we all know. Alright, now let's look at tomorrow's forecast map based upon the Weather Channel's projection. Maybe that's the way I should put it. Tomorrow morning, the Weather Channel has a little bit of rain in our area, but it will be scattered around and light. As you can see, right over Jackson, over into Middle Tennessee, it's possible around daybreak tomorrow, and scattered around the area. But heaviest is going to be up in Kentucky and Ohio, as you can see, and down in Texas and Louisiana. And those areas where it's going to be the heaviest. 50% or greater is the chances in the darker green, by the way, and less than 50% in the lighter green, of course. Again, this is for tomorrow morning. That's really the only area in the country, for the most part, that's experiencing rain tomorrow morning. Alright, that's tomorrow morning's forecast map. And see how much changes takes place at lunch. Not a whole lot, except the rain chances move out of West Tennessee, except for the extreme southwestern portion, and maybe a little bit over Middle Tennessee, mostly over in East Tennessee by then. And you see where other areas where the rain kind of increases down there in Texas and Louisiana, gets a little broader. That's the area that's expected to move into our area toward Thursday and Friday and possibly the weekend, if it indeed moves northeast. Now, if it decides to move due east, it's going to be going under us or south of us. We might still be stuck with just very cloudy conditions. That's one of the various forecast models that will say, well, let me guess at this. I'm just teasing, folks. That's really what forecast is. It's just taking your best shot with the various forecast models, and I trust this one here more than any of them. This one has no rain at all by tomorrow night. Well, okay. At least not here in West Tennessee. Maybe a little bit in northern Middle Tennessee. And it even shrinks a little bit down in Arkansas and Texas. Interesting. Because this could change, though, between now and tomorrow real easily. But this is tomorrow evening's forecast map as of right now. Alright, now let me read you the printout version, that's what I call it, of the local forecast for right here in Jackson and West Tennessee. And this is based upon an update around just before 8 o'clock. And of course it easily could change between now and tomorrow, of course. But as of right now, it's just going to be very cloudy for the rest of the evening on into tomorrow, with a 30% chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm tomorrow morning till about noon, and then from afternoon and evening just very cloudy, which kind of goes along with that forecast I just showed you a little bit ago. And it looks like very cloudy conditions will continue on Thursday. The rain chances increases to 50% for showers and thunderstorms on Thursday. I think most of them is going to be after daybreak, though, on Thursday. Friday, the best chance comes Friday and Saturday and Sunday, actually. Friday's chances 80%, mostly cloudy. Showers and thunderstorms likely, or at least highly possible. Saturday, 90% chance more showers and thunderstorms, and 80% on Sunday of showers and thunderstorms. That's based upon that low pressure system that I was telling you about, moving up along the Mexico and Texas coastline, basically, and then heading northeast right over either Middle or West Tennessee. It might even get stuck over West Tennessee for a day. That's what one forecast model is showing. I hope that don't happen, though. And that's for Sunday. Monday, still a 40% chance of a few showers and thunderstorms. Finally fair by next Monday night. And then fair skies all day and night for next Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Alright, back to a little bit tonight deal. The sun sets tonight at 8:07 p.m. and it'll be rising tomorrow morning at 5:39 a.m. The moon will be setting tonight at 9:35 p.m. Be rising tomorrow at 7:44 a.m. and set tomorrow night at 10:35 p.m. And incidentally, the winds will be out of the southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour tomorrow. A low, by the way, of 71 tomorrow and a high of 91 tomorrow. So it's going to be enough sunshine mixed in with the clouds to raise the temperature possibly over 90 degrees. 91 degrees right now is expected for tomorrow. Southwest winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Low of 69 Thursday, high of 80. That's a big drop. High of only 80 on Thursday. South winds at 10 to 20. Friday, low of 68, high of 80. Southeast winds at 10 to 20. On Saturday, a low of 68, high of 81. With south winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. By Sunday, 69 for a low, 81 for a high. South winds at 10 to 20. Low of 69 next Monday, high of 81. North winds at 10 to 20. Next Tuesday, low of 62, high of 80. North winds at 10 to 20. Next Wednesday, June 12th, low of 59, high of 80. North winds at 10 to 20. And Thursday of next week, June the 13th, low of 62 and a high of 84 with west winds at 10 to 20. As of right now, that's the next 9-day forecast. So everything holds up. A real tiny chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm this evening, mostly toward midnight, but probably not here in Jackson. North of Jackson near Martin and down around Henderson is possible, but most of it will hold off till tomorrow morning. And then end altogether by tomorrow afternoon. Mainly just very cloudy tomorrow afternoon. 50% chance of some on Thursday, mostly after sunrise. The biggest chance again Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 80-90% of each of those days, with highs around 80 and lows around 68 to 70 on those days. Alright, I guess I better let it go at this evening for now, because it was a little lengthy, but maybe that'll be alright this time around. Well, thank you for watching and viewing and subscribing and leaving some nice comments, and appreciate you. And I guess I'll hopefully get a chance to talk to you again tomorrow night with a more update. Alright, and until then, good night, and may God bless you, and talk to you tomorrow night from Jackson, Tennessee. Bemis, Tennessee.